Halo Jacob. Hai Jacob.
Hi Vishu sir. Hello. Good morning, Fatima.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Request you all to mute. Tanuja Bhosle. Yeah, thank you. Please mute, Tanuja. We'll just start in 2 minutes. A few more students have to join. Yes, I'm waiting for that. Please keep your videos on so that we can see you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the program on mental wellness. So as we all know, we are going through a kind of different time during this COVID. And also otherwise also we have some problems, some tensions we don't talk about, or we don't know whom to talk and all those things. So today we have an international trainer and counselor, Ms. Fatima, with us. So she has more than 18 years of experience in training teachers, students on mental wellness, and also especially the parents. She is a trained parent trainer. She helps people with to talk about things they are going through, the problems they are facing through, with the help of mindfulness. She makes them to open up and share the things and solve their own problems. So it is like enabling them to solve themselves, solve the problems they are facing. So she is expert in the teachers and parents and students training, as I mentioned earlier. So she has done training programs at schools. She also helps schools to set up the counseling centers, and also trains the teachers to help students with the problems. So she has done a lot of training programs for all the students and teachers till now. And she creates the happiness, a happy, fulfilling environment at classroom. And also she helps parents to create the same at the home. So that's a really important thing. So today we have Fatima with us. So welcome, Fatima. So these are all students from different states. Almost we work in 10 different states. So the students are from all these states, and also we have our team members, the state coordinators, and also others who want to help the students. So welcome, Fatima. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. That was such a warm welcome, to be honest. So thank you so much. And you know, what I really liked about the way you welcomed is that you didn't read it out of the script. You just said it from your heart.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, so I just want one request. I'm in fact going to place a request to everybody. If you can switch on your cameras, please. Everybody, switch on your cameras. So none of us over here are going to judge, are going to label you, are going to talk about your hair, which is messy. You're not wearing your lipsticks. Your dress is just not okay. You know what? We are not really going to be focusing on that. You know, to be honest, we're not even interested in that. What we're really interested is you as a person, what you feel, what you think, what you say. You know, that's what's something that matters to me, and your stories. That means when you are sharing something, that is something which is precious. Yeah. So what you're wearing, what you know, how you are, whether you've got oil, not oil, you're wearing chappal, not chappal, lipstick, chappal, you know what, it doesn't matter at all. All right. So on that note, I can see a lot of smiling faces. Thank you. Pavitra. Hi. Akshata. Hi. Kadambari. Hello. Pavani, I can see Fatima, Aishabi. Did I get your name right? Aishabi? Aishabi?
Yes.
Did I get your name right? Okay.
Yes.
Fabulous, fabulous. Rushita, are you a student or a teacher? You need to unmute.
I'm a student, ma'am.
You're a student. Welcome, Rashita. Pooja, welcome, Vijay. And of course, Aishwarya, Sri Lakshmi, Mr. Shankar, and of course we have Jasima, Kavita, Devika. Hi, Devika. Pavani, welcome. Gaurav, welcome. Welcome. You got a good smile, Gaurav.
Thank you.
Dilip, welcome. It's so sad that I can't see Gautam, and Gopi Krishna just decides to, hello, welcome. Tejaswini, Amol, Heath, I can't see all of you. All right, tell me very honestly, when I called out your names and I said hi to you, how did that make you feel? Tell me very honestly. Go to the chat box. You know how to go to use the chat box, right? So go to the chat box and just write down how you felt. If you felt something, please write that. If you didn't feel anything, it's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. So go to your chat box and tell me. When I can you ask everybody to mute, please? Go to the chat box, everyone, and just write. Gomasa. Did I get you right? Can I call you Sandeep?
You can call Sandeep.
I can call you Sandeep. All right. Kalpesh, welcome. So tell me, when I took your names, Kalpesh, you tell me. When I took your name and I called
Kalpesh,
you. Yeah, Kalpesh. So how did you feel when I called your name?
Yes.
How did you feel?
Like good.
You felt good?
Yes.
Did you feel happy?
Happy.
How many of you felt happy? Go and write happy. If you felt happy. How many of you? Or just show me your hands. How many of you felt happy when I called your name? And I smiled at you. Or you can use your virtual hand as well. Not a problem at all. Did you feel happy?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you felt very sad? Did any of you feel very sad? So you can actually show me a thumbs down if you felt very sad.
No, ma'am.
None of you felt sad? Any of you felt sad?
Yeah, I felt sad because you didn't call me. You
Who's
didn't
that?
give me money. Jacob. Hi,
Who's that? Sanjay.
Jacob.
Oh, Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacob, it says over here Vidyadhan.
Yeah, because I log in from the foundations.
From the official one. Thank you so much, but that's really sweet.
Yeah,
See,
hi.
Jacob felt very sad. So Jacob, welcome. Let's all welcome. Let's all welcome Jacob. So Jacob, welcome.
Thank you.
Sanjay, welcome again. I'm not sure if I called you, but welcome. Yash, if you can switch on your camera, Tejaswani, Boluju, Teja, Heath, Smitha. Okay, so I'm going to read all your messages. I felt happy, not at all sad. So Jessima says, not at all sad. You don't say hi to me, ma'am. Oh, did I not say hi to you? Rani, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kadambari said, felt a little special. Wow. Wow. All are feeling happy. Yash, I'm so sorry if I'm not getting your names right. Yash, good morning. Good morning. All right. You know what? Somewhere I know that all of us are going through a bit of problems, ups and downs, uncertainty. Maybe a couple of you may be going through worry. But today I'm here to actually not teach you. I'm here to have a conversation with you. Okay. So that means I am here to listen to what you are experiencing, because if we are about 39 of us, including your coordinators, each one of us are experiencing things very different, right? So for example, someone got excited when I just looked at them and pointed out took out their names. Someone felt very happy. Jacob though felt very sad because I didn't even call his name, right? So each one of us are experiencing things very, very differently. There's nothing right and wrong about it, and definitely not to be ashamed about it. Yeah. It's just that we are all humans and we all feel things very differently, and we kind of, I'm using the word process. That means we just deal with things very differently. So the more you talk about it, the more you share, the more I will understand. Right? Is that okay? So can we have a very free sort of open sort of conversation where we all feel free to share with each other? Is that okay? Is that a deal? Yes or no? Because I'm here for you. I'm not here for anybody else. I'm not even here for your teachers and your coordinators. I'm here for you. So the way you feel, the way you think, what you think, and how you basically are experiencing it at the moment matters the most to me. Okay, so let's start with a game. Can we start with a game? Are you all okay with a game? How do you want the session to be? Do you want this session to be boring where I talk something and go back? Or do you want this to be interesting? How do you want the session to be? Go to the chat box and write. If you think it's interesting, write interesting. Let's start, ma'am. Vaishnavi, how do you want the session to be? Do you want it to be interesting? Do you want it to be playful? You can use that word as well. I want it to be playful. I don't want to be talking about anyways anxiety and talking about anger and sadness. Why do we have to be so serious about life? Let's be playful when we're talking about anger and anxiety. Maybe that is something we can do. If you want it to be playful and fun, you can write that as well. Yes, interesting, joyful, cheerful. How do you want this to be? Write it down, write it down. Come on. Playful, joyful, not so heavy. You want it to be relatable. That means you don't want me to just talk out of books, right? You need to be, I need to be talking something that will resonate with you. That means that's something that will make sense to you. Yes, interesting, amazing. Nobody said playful, yeah? How come nobody said playful? Vaishnavi, do you want this to be playful? Interesting. Playful. Gaurav says playful. Vaishnavi, do you want to unmute? Sri Lakshmi says, I wanted to be playful. Okay. Okay. So since a lot of you wanted to be interesting and a couple of you wanted to be playful, let's do that. Okay. Let's play a game. Okay. So this is called the awesomeness game. Now, trust me, before I begin, whatever I do in this session, it has a purpose. It has a reason. I'm not going to tell you that reason. I want you to tell me what this reason is. We are talking about your mind. We are talking about your hearts. We're talking about the way you look at your life. So the way you look at it, come out and talk about it. Okay. So I'm just going to be playing it very playfully, making it very light for you so that you enjoy. And at the end of the day, even if you take one lesson, which will change the look and think, that's what my intention is. That's my intention. That's what I want. Okay. So let's play this game. This is called the awesomeness game. Do you know what awesome means? When do you use the word awesome? Gia, do you want to just take a guess? When do you say awesome? What does awesome means to you?
When it is really good or beautiful, we said awesome.
Oh, when you're feeling happy and you're feeling a little more than happy, right? That's when you say awesome. Fantastic, fabulous. Anyone else? Devika? What about you? What does it mean to you? Rest of you, please go to chat box, please. When do you use the word awesome?
When we feel good and excited about
When you feel good and
anything.
excited about something, you feel, wow, how awesome is this? Right? I
Yes.
finally got
Yes.
95%. How awesome is this? That's when you do that, right? Okay. All right.
Yes.
So something
It's actually Devaki.
what did I call
Devaki.
you? What did I call you?
Devika. Devika, not
I'm
Devika.
sorry. Okay. So you are Devaki. Sorry about that. My apologies.
Yes.
I just misreading that name. So when something's super great and something is suitable to a person, when we are super good. Okay, so you got an idea, right? So what's awesome? I'm going to question and I'm going to pinpoint certain things. These are very ordinary things. Okay. And I want you to reflect on what is awesome about that thing. Is that okay? That's all. There's nothing right and wrong about this. I want you to think about what it means to you. That means how awesome and why do you find this so awesome for you? That is what you need to put in your chat box. Do we have a deal? Yes or no? Thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. I want to see thumbs up. Everyone, thumbs up. Are you all with me? Sandeep, I don't see you. Rupa, I don't see you. Kavita, I don't see you. Aishwarya, thumbs up. So we have two Aishwaryas, Aishwarya C and I don't know how to call the first name. Vishwa, Kavita, awesome. If any of you does not understand anything, if there's any word that I'm saying which you don't understand, don't shy from asking me what that is. Okay, so you can just ask me, ma'am, I don't understand what awesome is. Can you tell me? Maybe I can give you an example. All right, so there's nothing shy and shameful about it at all. Okay, so don't hesitate. All right, so get to the chat box, everybody. Okay, so you need to be quick about this. Okay, don't think too much. Don't think too much. You just have to go and tell me what is awesome about the things that I ask you to do or ask you about. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. Do you all have a bed to sleep? Do you sleep on beds like gada bed? Yes or no? Heath, do you have a bed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You must be having some bed, some gada, some mattress that you put in sleep, right? Yes? Everyone's got bed? Okay. I want you to tell me what is awesome about your bed. Think about this. Teachers, you can join me as well. And there is very deep neuroscience behind this exercise, by the way, which I'm going to tell you. This is for the teachers who are here. Comfort makes me comfortable. Come on, be playful, okay? Don't be too serious saying, oh, it allows me to sleep. No, this is playful. So go ahead and bring out that creative side of you. So go ahead. Bed, softness, comfortable, good sleep. It's firm and soft, comfortable. So it's awesome. Helps me relax. Yeah. Yes, Gaurav. Come on. Sakshi, I love that. No one has given me that answer. Where's Sakshi? Where is Sakshi? I don't see. Sakshi, can you unmute, please? I love your answer. Is Sakshi around? Where is she? Sakshi. All right. If you're there, just unmute, please. But for the rest of you, what I love about Sakshi's answer is that she likes her bed because it's close to the charging point. It helps me relax. I forget everything and I sleep. I swear, yes, yes. You know, bed is also, now see if you will agree with my thought, okay, my perspective. Like, just see if you agree with me. Your bed is also a place where it's unconditional. Like, it doesn't ask you, whether, hey, did you take a bath? Then only you please come on my bed. Does it ask you? It doesn't ask you, right? It doesn't ask you. Are you in a good mood or a happy mood? If you're in a happy mood, that's when you're going to come. Otherwise, if you're in an angry mood, don't come here at all. Does it speak to you that way? Does it treat you? Does it throw you out of the bed if you're in an angry mood? No. In fact, the bed is so unconditional and it's so tolerable that no matter how you are, what state you are, it will kind of take you in. Would you agree with me? Would you agree with me? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Sandeep, what's awesome about your bed? Sandeep is like, I haven't thought about this. Come on, what's awesome about your bed? Come on, who wants to say it? It's also a place where we fight a lot, correct? Especially with the mothers, right? We fight a lot. We eat on bed. We study on bed, right? So when we are very, very upset, you said, I'm going to go sleep. I'm going to go sit on my bed. So bed is a sort of a go-to place. That means whatever mood that you are in. You know what's mood? You all have moods? Do you know what is a mood? Who knows what's a mood? Just raise your hand. You'll have like mood swing. Have you heard about mood swings? Like, did someone tell you? Okay, I can see Fatima. Fatima, what is mood?
It's the state of our mind at a situation. I feel mood swings most of times. Sometimes I feel I am very happy, or sometimes I feel very sad, gloomy.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I think why I'm like this. Or sometimes I think I am very good like this. It will go on, go on, go on.
It'll go on, go on, go on. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes you're very happy, and then suddenly you become sad. And then suddenly you become happy. Like, you see something good and you suddenly feel very happy, right? Or maybe sometimes you're in a good mood. You wake up feeling, wow, I feel good. And by the end of the afternoon, you're like, ooh, like very demotivated. Why do I have to study? Why is there so much problem outside? Why can't I go out? I don't want to stay at home. It's so gloomy and blah, blah. And then you sleep in that mood and then you wake up in the morning and we have no guarantee of how this is going to be. Mood means a time when you're happy and sad. Yes, yes, that's true. So no matter what mood that you are in, your bed actually takes you in. It doesn't care. And there is a difference, by the way, for all of you, because you're adults. I'm going to give you, I think we should be knowing the difference between moods and feeling. Okay. So your emotion, that is, like, for example, your mom, maybe you wanted something, like you wanted dosa for breakfast. Okay. But you don't like dosa. Oh, sorry. You wanted dosa, you like dosa, but your mom made, let's say, upma. Okay. And you don't like upma. You've told your mom, I don't want upma. Or you didn't want something. Okay. Now, when you get upset about it and a friend asks you, like, why are you so angry today? You'll be like, you know what? I'm very angry because my mom did not make the breakfast that I want. She gave me upma. She knows I don't like upma, and still she gave me upma. Okay. So that means you know the reason behind why you're feeling very angry. But a mood is if someone comes and asks you, why are you so angry? And you're like, I don't know why I'm angry. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I don't know. I just feel like this. There's no reason why. And then you start finding reason. Oh, my sister is like that. Oh, my mother is like that. Oh, I have to study so much. So that is mood and that is your emotion. Does that make sense? Yeah. So a feeling has, when you are feeling something like up and down, you'll have a reason. And there is a reason behind why you're feeling like that. But a mood may not have a reason. It just goes ups and down. And sometimes it becomes very difficult because moods are stronger than feelings. Okay. And we all have it. Trust me, it's not only you. Even grown-ups have it. Even I have my mood swings. So does Bhuvaneshwari, right? Bhuvaneshwari, do you have mood swings as well? Yes, of course. Sanjay too has a lot of mood swings, right? He has a lot of mood swings. He goes ups and downs every day. No, I'm just joking. What I'm trying to say is that just because you're young, it doesn't mean that you are the only one who's facing these mood swings and you don't really understand what's happening. Even adults feel that. Yeah. But the only thing is we know how to fake it. We just know how to fake it. We just know how to manage it because we've learned how to kind of manage it. So that's lesson number 1 for you. So let's see now coming down to the bed. So a lot of people said comfortable bed. So do you all agree that bed is awesome? There's something awesome about your bed? Agree? Yes? Yes? There's something awesome about your bed. So unconditional, so welcoming. No matter what moods, not emotions, wherever, whatever you do, it is very tolerable, very, very patient with you, right? Awesome. Now let's move to the next part of it. Tell me what is so awesome about, do you know what is Hawaii chappal? Do you know what's Hawaii chappal? Do you know what chappal is? Slippers? Yes? Okay, tell me what is so awesome about your chappals. While you're thinking about this, let me tell you, there is very deep neuroscience. When I say neuroscience, that means something to do with our brain and a science behind the brain. This activity might be seeming like very ordinary, like how foolish, why are they thinking about that? But there's something very deep. It's changing something in you. And I'll tell you once we finish with this. Okay, so trust me. Pooja says it increases my height. Rough and tough, pampers my foot, light and comfortable. Okay, I'm just reading. Smooth and soft. I love it very much because it's blue in color and flat one, I think. That's what you said, right? Yes, Fatima, flat ones.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. It's like sponge. Okay, when I drop down, someone's smiling. Vishwa, what is that?
Yeah, many times I am when I using this chapel, it is not confirmed. Many times I have dropped them.
It's not what? There's a lot of disturbance behind wherever you are.
Yeah, usually I'm using very few times this kind of chapels. Sometimes I'm dropped down.
Okay, sometimes you drop down.
Smiling.
Okay. Yeah, it is used by. Look at Gausi. It's used. What's so special about her Hawaii chappal? It's used by her mom to slap her with Sims. Okay, that is funny. That is really funny. It keeps my foot clean, protects me. That's why I like playfulness, you know. So just be playful. Don't be too serious saying, oh, it's going to help me to keep myself safe. You can do that, but just think out of the box. Come on. Lightweight. Noise when we walk every time. It was attracted by my dog. Okay. It remains with me all the places. Okay, I'll tell you what's so particular about my chappal, okay? My Hawaii chappal. Apart from the fact that it protects me, it's comfortable. You know, if you notice, Hawaii chappal also takes the shape of your foot after some time. Have you noticed that? Yeah? So when you go out and there are two chappals and you put your foot in it, you'll be able to, even though you're not looking at it, you'll be able to find out whether, oh, that's not my chappal or not. You'll be able to make that difference out. Would you agree? Would you agree with me? Yeah, it takes the shape of your foot. So the more you use it, the more it kind of changes itself to your foot. So you'll be able to make that out. Pooja says true. Okay. Bhuvaneshwari, can you just remind me? I have one more thing. After this, I have to just remind me that I have to say something regarding the chappal. Okay. So just remind me that. Thank you. All right. So one more last, okay, before we wind up and move to why we're doing this, how is it going to help you, and why do you need this to use it today? One more. Do you all like to wear masks? Yes, no, or I don't know. Do you all like to wear masks? Jia, do you like to wear masks? Aishavi says yes. Aishwarya C, do you like to wear masks? No. Pavitra, do you like to wear masks? Go write on the chat box. Do you like to wear mask or not? Who likes to wear mask? So many yes and so many no's. Oh, Amol. Is Amol around? Amol says yes, he likes to wear. Amol, can you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you like to wear masks?
Because my mask is very smooth, and it's protect me for the infection, various kinds of infection.
Oh,
So,
it's protecting you. It's very soft. That's why he likes to wear a mask. Now
yes.
tell me, for those of you, I know you are going to be thinking a little out of what you're feeling right now, but tell me, Boluju says, Teja says, no, ma'am, it's going to irritate me while inhaling and exhaling. Okay, tell me what's so awesome about your mask. Let's think. Let's think of something positive. It's a challenge. And the people who actually told me, yes, I do like, just put it across. Why do you like to wear it? What's so awesome about it? Why do you like to wear it? Reduces the amount of talking. Nobody's going to recognize me, of course. Like, you don't have to worry about shaving and all that, right? Like, you don't have to worry. I mean, girls don't have to worry about lipsticks. Trust me, I've stopped wearing lipsticks. I don't have to worry about lipstick because it just covers up. It's so stress-free, right, Bhuvaneshwari? I don't know if she wears that, but at times it hides my expression. I can laugh wholeheartedly, Madhuri. That's so sweet. I can laugh wholeheartedly without fear that people might mock me for my crooked teeth. Madhuri, that's funny. It hides my facial expression. Yeah. I can make like a very disgusted expression about somebody and no one's going to watch me. Wow. So much safety. You feel so safe to express yourself. It covers my mouth so I can laugh and do many expressions. My mask is multi-talented because it protects me from pollution as well as infection. So yeah, it does. It does. You feel, a lot of times you feel safe being under the mask, behind the mask. Makes my face look good without my teeth. Someone has money from what? Someone has money from sales of the mask. It's very smooth and my mask is very useful. When my birthday to protect me from my friends. That's Kalpesh. Okay, now, why do you think we did this activity? And what has this got to do with your mental health? Mental health is basically how you feel in the mind, how you feel in your heart. So that means you're feeling. So just come from your experience before you sort of, started the session. So before we engaged in this exercise, we started this exercise to now, is there a difference between the way you feel, the way you think? So just come out with Why do you think we did this exercise? Think about it. What has this got to do with your feeling? And what has this got to do with the way you think? So ask yourself, how am I thinking right now? How am I feeling right now? Am I feeling more lighter, more calmer, more welcomed, more safer, more together? I feel like I'm a part of this session, a community. I feel like people are seeing me. Venkatesh, are you smiling because of the exercise, or would you like to just share?
No, it is from outside.
Oh, you're something outside, yeah? Something triggered from the outside? Okay, so Venkatesh, can you tell me, you were here, right, when we played this game, Venkatesh? Because I think you've come a little late. I didn't see you before.
Yes, ma'am, I joined lately.
You joined late. Okay, so welcome, Venkatesh. So did you do this exercise or you didn't do?
No, ma'am, I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do this exercise. Okay, all right. So I will probably come back to you and ask you once we're done. Krina, welcome. I think you've joined late as well. Krina, Zala, welcome. So I want to know, what do you think and why do you think we did this? Vaishnavi, would you want to just take a guess? It's all right if you don't know. It's absolutely fine. So let's ask Bhuvaneshwari. Why do you think we did this? She makes us think out of our comfort zone without it. Notice what I asked you. What are the things I asked you? I asked you about your bed. I asked you about your mask. I asked you about your slippers. I didn't ask you about something very big.
Yeah.
Go ahead to the chat box, please. Yes, Bhuvaneshwari, sorry.
Yeah, the first thing is like what do we like and where do we feel comfortable? Those things you asked, and we got into that kind of, okay, we like, we do, and then immediately you ask about something which we don't like mask. And then you ask to change our thinking, like, okay, what is positive about it?
Right,
Yes.
right.
So that's like seeing what's positive about it, about the things which we usually don't like, but which are needed, which kind of are going to be there for some time. So like that.
Right.
To see the positive side of it, and yeah, maybe that helps us to live happily.
Hopefully. Amol says, get awareness about our surroundings. Amol, absolutely right. Go ahead and write. You know, we all have two things. We have a brain and we have a mind. Do we all have a brain? Just point out where your brain is. Do you all have a brain? Do we all have a brain? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Thumbs up for that. Do you all have a brain? Okay, just show me where your brain is. Where's your brain? Where's your brain? Where does your brain actually sits in your body? Vishwa says over here. Everyone says, yes, we have a brain. Everyone is saying. So if your brain is over here, where's your mind? It's the same place where the brain is. Think about it. If your brain is over here, that also is sitting at the top of our body, right over here. It's like the first thing over here. Sri Lakshmi says heart. Okay, the mind is in the heart. Okay, you're right, in a way. If the brain is here, where's the heart? Where's the mind? They're two different concepts. The problem is that in schools, we've been taught about science, we're taught socials, English. Nobody actually educates us about our mind. And adults, after a while, they come and they expect us to be happy. They expect us to be motivated. They expect us to be brave. They expect us to move forward. They expect us to, come out of anger, not get angry, and don't feel sad for long. They expect us to be mentally strong. But the question is how? Can you tell me how? You've never taught me about my mind. You've never taught me about my emotions. Nobody teaches us, especially in schools. I mean, I don't even know how to work with them and how to relate to them, that how do I manage them, then how do I expect myself to be strong? How do I expect myself to, keep like bad people, toxic people, mean bad people out? How do I know how to make decisions when we don't even know that there is something called the mind, which is different from our brain? Nobody tells us. So the point that I'm driving here to all of you is, you know what? Don't feel low. Don't feel upset. Don't feel ashamed that you really don't know how to cope with our emotions, because somewhere it's not your fault. It's us adults who have not given you that education, who've not told you what to do what happens when you're angry, what really happens, what it means to you, how do you manage that? What happens when you're sad? What do you do with that? Am I the only one to feel this way, or is it somebody else? Nobody tells you that. So because we are not educated, we don't know what to do. So one trigger, it can actually pull you from a happy mode. Like today we spoke about emotions and moods. Nobody tells us the difference. Did you know the difference about emotions and moods? Yes or no? Moods don't have any triggers. Like they don't need triggers. They just experienced from a very chemical perspective. They're biological. That means it's something happening in the body that happens, that mood swings happen. Those moods are escalated, and somewhere the speed of those moods, the changes of the moods has got a lot to do with your body. But did someone tell you that? No. But did someone tell you about emotions? Maybe not. Brain is conscious mind, heart is subconscious mind. So it's not your fault that we don't know how to stay motivated. We don't know how to stay inspired. We don't know how to get that clarity in our life, how to stay focused. Somewhere it's not only your fault. But being an adult, let me tell you that it is your responsibility to go out and seek that help. You're not a child anymore. You're 15, 16, 17 years old. So if there's something troubling you, there's something that's confusing you, you do have an option to go and say, you know what, I want to learn about my mind. I want to learn how to get clarity. I want to learn how to manage my anger. I want to know what to do so that I can feel better at this time. You as an adult, because I think there are 15 and above, right, Bhuvaneshwari? 15 years and above? Children who are 15 years and above, right?
Yes? Yeah, 15 to 21, 22.
So you're a young adult then. So you can reach out. You have every right to ask people, what do I do? I'm so confused. What do I do? I'm troubled. What do I do? I'm anxious about something. What do I do? I'm so clueless about what's happening in my life. You can go out and take that. You do have that. You can be in charge of your emotions and your feelings. So self-motivation is the best word. Absolutely. Aisha B, yes, you're right. Self-motivation is the best motivation. But what is self-motivation? That is something that we got to do. Now, coming down to the points, okay? So we have the brain and we have the mind. Now, let me educate you about something which will probably kick in a bit of curiosity and interest, because since you want this to be interesting, and you all are adults, so I think you need to know what that happens. So your brain is over here and your mind is all your body. In fact, it's not only your body, it's also, they say that your hand, till wherever your hand goes, that's where your mind is. Okay, it's like an energy. So just try to imagine it as a light which is coming from your body. That's where your mind is. Your mind is in the body, but your brain is over here. Now the brain has a specific purpose. So for example, you all have a heart Do you have vital organs? Do you have a heart? What is the purpose of the heart? What is heart doing for us? Gia, do you want to just pumping blood? Yes. Go to the chat box. What does heart do for you? Yalappa, welcome. I didn't see you before. Welcome. Would you like to tell me what your heart does for you? Pumping blood, right? Circulates blood, pumps blood. Yeah, very nice. Supplying blood to all the body. It serves blood. Yeah, its main job is to pump the the blood, so that the blood kind of reaches all over the body. And what the blood carries is actually oxygen. So that's something which is okay. So if that's the job of the heart, what is the job of, let's say, lungs? Lungs also has a job. What does lungs do? I hate it because I'm very troubled when I draw it in the exam. Breathe. Yes, take in air, provide that oxygen. Respiration. Yes, for breathing. Acha, tell me, do you have any time where you actually woke up in the morning, okay, and this has happened to you? Your heart gets up and says, you know what, I'm just so bored of pumping blood. I'm just so bored of it. I've been doing it for 15, 16 years. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to do what lungs do. I'm very interested in what the lungs are doing. I'm going to do what lungs do. Does your body do that? Or do the lungs get up sometime one day and then says, you know what, I'm so bored. I'm just irritated of pumping blood. I'm not going to do that anymore. Shucks. I'm sorry, taking in air. I'm actually going to do what the kidneys are doing. Do they do that? They don't, right? Every part of our body has a reason. It has a purpose. And it's so focused that it only does that. It doesn't interfere with anybody else's job. So that means our brain also has a purpose. What is the purpose of the brain? Think. What is meant to do? Since we're talking about mental health, we need to understand. To think, yes, but there is a reason why it thinks. Response, controls everything. Yes, it controls everything. It has a reason. Controls whole body. To save memories. Yes, it does. It also saves memory because of some reason. Thinking, creativity. Brain is a central part of the body, coordinates the whole body, preserves memory, responds to stimulus. So let me give you the whole soul behind the brain. So we have a brain and its main agenda. That means the main purpose. Gauzy says, sorry, my brain is going for shopping. Okay, so the main purpose behind the brain is to actually keep us safe. That means when we go out, okay, there is a truck coming, the brain is scanning and looking for threats if we are safe or not. The brain is not designed to keep us happy. So that's why if there is a unhappy news, that means if I tell you, correct me if I'm wrong, if I tell you, think about 5 things that is wrong about you. Do you think you'll think of 5 or more? And it'll come very easily, right? Yes or no? Yes? So you'll say, I don't like my hair, I don't like my eyes, I don't like my pimple, I don't like the spot, I don't like my height, I don't like my body, I don't like the way I dress, I don't like the people, I don't like my life. If I just ask you 5, you'll come up with 50, a list of even 500 at times. What is wrong with you? Or what is wrong about this moment? But what is really difficult is to think about what is right. And that's not your fault. That's exactly how our brain is designed. It is designed to look for what is not right in our life. It is designed to look for people who are not helping us. It is designed to look for problems, and it's looking for problems. You don't even have to give it problems. It's always looking for problems. But the best part about our brain, okay, I had asked Bhuvaneshwari to kind of remind me of that. It's like that Hawaii chappal. Okay, I'm just using, it's a bad example, I know, but it's more like Hawaii chappal. That means it takes the shape of your foot. That means it's like a plastic. So whatever you do with intention, that means with practice. So that means I have a problem. Okay, my problem is that someone in my family has got COVID. Okay, and I'm afraid that that person might not live. It is a genuine problem. You are scared about it. It is something that is probably keeping you very uneasy and nervousness. And there is sort of nervousness that you feel. It is genuinely there. But we do, as humans, have the capacity to step out of that zone, okay, at least for a while, and maybe not be happy, but not get too absorbed by that news. We do have that. And that comes with practice. So what we did today, where I told you to think about the awesomeness of the bed, to think about awesomeness of your chappal, awesomeness of your mask. You can think about awesomeness about your, let's say, your dress, you can even think about your parts of the body. If we do that every single day, we're changing the whole content, the whole structure of our brain, just by doing that exercise. So that means when we are confronted with a challenge or a problem, we'll have more strength to deal with this, because we have already changed our brain to look at things in the light. My brain is programmed for overthinking, everything over exaggerating, over magnifying, overthinking, over scanning, over ruminating, everything overreacting. Have you heard that word? Why are you overreacting? Yeah. But that's how our mind is designed to do. And it's got nothing. The main agenda is not to put you in trouble. It's actually keeping you safe. But we don't know how to talk to our minds. We don't know how to deal with our minds. Do you agree with me? If you agree, all of you, so we are about, let's say 43 of us, go to the chat box and say, I agree. If you agree, if you don't agree, it's fine. Okay. Now let's come to the skill part of it. Now, what do I do? Now, I know I have a mind which is pulling me to be unhappy, worried, anxious. So now what do I do? Where can I start? So number one practice is for you to genuinely get up in the morning and look for things which is so simple as your bed, your hair, your fan, wherever your first thing that your eyes lay on, right? Think of that as something positive. Even if it means that there is something negative coming, like your mask, right? Negative comes in. The moment you look at it saying, I hate doing that. You say, no. I'm not going to train my mind to think of that. I'm going to think of, let's see if I can think of something positive, something useful about that thing. So if you don't like something, try to retrain your mind, relearn your mind, and look at something positive about it. Naveen, is Naveen a student or a teacher? I will come back. Is Naveen a teacher or a student?
Student.
Okay. Naveen, I can always suggest a book that you can read, and probably at the end of the class. So Naveen just wanted to know if you can read something on human behavior. There are a lot of articles that are available. but I'll try and see if I can give you a book. Let me think about this. Okay. Now coming to what do you do? Now, do you have a pen or a pencil with you, like a pen and book with you? Can you please grab that? Gia, you have that? Amol? The Power of Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy is a good one. Yes, there are a lot of books. Dan Siegel's books are good as well. He's got a book called The Mind. I haven't read it because I've read his other books, but that's a very powerful book as well, which you can read, The Mind. All right. So if you've got a paper, a book, and a pen, so let me just ask you to take a minute and think about something that is troubling you right now. Something that is worrying you right now. Think of it. What is your worry? So think of it. And if you want to write it on the book, on that paper, just write worry or something like, just write, I'm worried about my exam. I'm worried about COVID. I'm worried about my mom, probably, who's not well. Or whatever is troubling you right now. What is the problem that you have? Just think of it and write that down. And once you're very clear, so supposing you have more than one worry or one problem, you can write about 3 if you want. But we'll do this work with taking one problem. And please write, if you are okay and comfortable, write it on the chat box so I understand and I'll help you to kind of decode that. Naveen is worried about his upcoming exams. Yeah, okay. Jessima, I'm worried about my future. Thank you so much for sharing that. Worried about COVID. Gautam, thank you so much for sharing that. It is quite concerning, yes. Okay, so there are a couple of people who are sending me direct messages, so I won't just read it out because I would want to keep it, I'm just assuming that people want to keep it anonymous and not share it in the group. So I'm not going to read it out, but I'm reading it for myself. If you're sharing it to everybody, I'm assuming that it's okay for me to read it out and everybody can look at that. Repeated quarrels with my mom. That's worrying you, Fatima. I understand how that feels. Tensed more about my procrastination. Wow. Aishavi, you have the power to get out of this, my dear girl. Worried about our country's people's health, Vishwa. I'm worried about my anger, Kalpesh. Worried about my anger. Okay, that's a problem. You're saying anger is the problem. Worried about my upcoming lab exam. I'm worried about my body. My body. Okay, I think Gausi is saying more of the weight that he or she is putting. Worries about not helping others directly due to COVID. Oh, feeling helpless. So, Shankar, you're feeling helpless. I'm worried about my life, worried about COVID. It's quite genuine to worry about COVID. Worried about my life. I worry that I always overthink about anything. Overthinking is a habit. It's a habit that we have to break that habit, or rather not break it, come out of that habit. Worried about my exam, worried about my health, worried about my mom, my inferiority complex, worried about why I gained so much weight, though I eat very well. I can't gain weight, okay, though I eat very well. Wow. I'm worrying about my mom. Sri Lakshmi, that is quite a worry. Big worries. Okay. So now what do? We all have worries. Trust me, even I do. We all have worries. But what do? How to control studies and concentrate. Okay, so this is where you're going to do. Okay, I want you to draw. Let me just see if I can show you this picture. Okay, do I have it on my PPT? Can I share screen? Can you just enable me to share screen, please, if you don't mind? Let me try and see if I can get this for students. It's an exercise that you can do. Thank you. Oh, Naveen. Wow. Okay, so I want you to see this. Can you all see this? Like a small circle? It's a little hazy though, sorry about that. But I just want you to make these 3 circles, like inner circle, a circle in the middle. So make it a little bigger. So that means keep a little space in between the inner and the outer circles, all the 3 circles, because you will need to write something over here, okay? And don't write anything. So don't write circle of control, circle of, don't name anything. Just draw these 3 circles, inner circle, outer circle, and third circle, which is out. Just draw that. Oh, sorry. There is my, oh. Okay, I need to stop sharing. Okay, all done? All done? Yes? Okay, now based on, I'm just assuming everyone's done. Okay, so take your time. Take your time. Okay, take your time. But keeping that problem in your mind, in the innermost, the smallest one, the centered board circle, I want you to write down what is in your control. So for example, I'm afraid that I might get COVID. Okay. Now, what is in your control over there? Washing hands, keeping safe distance, wearing a mask, bringing up your immunity, eating well, right? So those are things that are in your control, something that you can do to make you feel like, yes, I'm in charge of that feeling. So maybe that is something that you can write in your inner circle. Or something like, I'm afraid of my lab exam. Somebody says lab exam, right? So I'm scared of that. I'm worried about that. So in that case, what is in your control? Studying, playing. That is because playing, because it just allows you to keep yourself focused, managing your time, making choices. Like, for example, I want to watch TV, but I don't want to do it. I want to focus on my studies, have a place to study, get help if in case if I'm, busy or if I'm confused about something. Those are things that I can do. So what are the things that you can do is what you need to write in your inner circle. Have you all done that? Are you all doing it? Heath, are you doing it? Pavitra?
Yes.
Yalappa? If you don't understand anything, you want me to explain it in some other way, some other language, I will be absolutely fine and I will be happy to do that. Maybe Vishwa can help me do that. Yalappa, are you doing it? Yeah, thank you, Yalappa. Sri Lakshmi, how is it going for you? You okay? You all right? So things that you can do, which is in your control. So let me see, worried about my future life. So someone says, I'm worried about my future life. Okay, so if you're worried about future life, what is it that you can do right now? So like, for example, if you're worried about your career, about your future, if that's something that you want, then you can say, hey, studying right now, doing courses, writing my exam, practice session. If that is what you're worried about your future, that is something that you can do right now. So maybe that is something that you can put as a part of your control. If you're worried about your, let's say, someone wrote about arguments with the mom, right? Just trying to read that. Fatima, did you write something about your mom?
Yes, I write the quarrels with my mom.
Sorry?
Helping her in course, sharing about little worries, giving more time to talk with her. These are all my concern.
So, no, what is it that you're worried about your mom?
That we usually quarrel each other.
You quarrel
most of
with each
time.
other? Fight
Most
with
of
each
time,
other?
fight with each other without no reasons.
Chumma, she keeps fighting. She keeps fighting, you keep fighting. So you tell me what is in your control.
I can help her in course. Then we can share. Then we can share our feelings with each other. We can talk hours longer. We can all do like.
Yeah. Maybe if she's quarreling, maybe she's fighting with you because she doesn't want you. She wants you to come and help her in the kitchen. What's in your control is to probably go and help her out a little bit. Not too much though, but a little bit. You can tell her saying, "Ma, I'm not going to do everything. Okay, I'm going to do only a little bit." Maybe that is there in your control.
I can help her if I. Yes, I help
Okay.
her too.
You help her too. Okay. So you tell me what is in your control. Maybe in your control is if you are somebody who shouts, okay, shouts back, okay, and shouts very loud. Maybe in your control is to actually keep quiet and not shout too much. Maybe just to bring that tone, that volume a little bit. You're going to say what you have to say, okay, but maybe that tone is something is in your control, right?
Mom, if I keep quiet, she think that I'm not minding her. I'm not minding her. She's just talking blah blah blah, and I'm not keeping mind. I'm in my own world. She will think like that. So I have to answer to what
You have to answer. Yeah, I don't know what is it, how you quarrel, you know better, right? So what is in your control? I want you to think. What is it that you can do at that time to, I'm not saying avoiding to, getting into quarrels, but it's just avoiding that problem situation. What can you do? Okay. All right. So I'm just thinking maybe, Krina, Krina, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Krina. So what have you put in your inner circle?
My worry about the upcoming exam,
Right. So what is in your control?
like more hard work, concentrate and focused, and time management.
Time management. Yes. Yes. Managing my time, taking responsibility of my time. Maybe
Yes.
get a little more serious. Nobody can get you serious. Come on. That is something that has to come from you. People might say, but you have to choose to be serious. If you don't want to be serious, you're never going to be serious, and nobody can make you serious. Am I right?
Yes,
It is
yes,
your,
ma'am.
it is your,
Absolutely.
it is your choice. So I can choose to get serious. I can choose to plan my time better. Maybe spend 4 hours instead of 3 hours of my studying. What else? Hard work, you said, right?
Yes, yes, more hard work.
More hard work, more planning. Like I'll be more planned, more organized, get the material, ready for my study. So I don't have to look for materials. What
Yes.
else? Yeah, that's in your control.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's good, Krina. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. So let's see. Who else? Is Arzu around? Arzu Dantani. Hi, Arzu. So you need to, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. No, not yet.
I think, Arzu, you have to remove the earphone and then talk. We can't hear you. Maybe that is not working. That's not working, I think. You just remove that from the phone and if you can talk.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, I think I don't have any problem because I think we make a problems to overthink and all these things, but I don't think any seriously.
No problems. You have no problems.
No.
That's fabulous, fabulous. But tell me, what is it? Fine, fair enough, you don't have any problems, but what are the things in your control?
Sorry, ma'am.
What are things in your control? Like, give me some examples. Say, let's
what
say,
we
that, yeah.
is
Hmm.
what we think is it in our control, because we think it's our problem, but it's really not problem for others.
Okay. What you think is in your control?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wow. Can you stop yourself from thinking? Arzu,
Yes, ma'am.
can you stop yourself from thinking?
No, ma'am, but we can control it.
We can change our thoughts. We can't control
Yes,
our
ma'am.
thoughts. You can't control. Thoughts are, it's like heart pumping blood. It will do what it's supposed to do. That's what our mind is also doing. But we can catch those thoughts and say, oh my gosh, I'm thinking negatively. Let me retrain it. Let me force it. Let me not act on it. That is something in our control. Action is in our control. Like, for example, I want to shout at someone. Okay, so I'm upset with my mom and I want to shout at her. There's a thought in my mind. I can't stop thinking from shouting, right? I'll be picturing myself shouting at my mom, like, taking something and hitting, or maybe banging the doors. That'll come, but not acting on it is in my control. You can't stop thoughts from thinking. I haven't figured it out. I don't think any scientist in the world has figured that out, because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to think, right? Okay, so who's Rupa? Rupa, where is Rupa? Is Rupa around? Rupa isn't here, I think. Is Rupa around? Oh, she left. Okay, all right. Okay, so what do we get from this exercise? What is in your control? What do you understand out of it? Go to your chat box and write. Don't write whatever you're in control. I just want to kind of get your understanding. Just one person. If Vijay can tell me. Vijay, can you tell me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you get when you're writing about things in your control? How do you sense that?
Ma'am, can you just repeat?
How do you sense it, Vijay? Did you write that what is in your control?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what do you feel about it?
So I feel so something in my control.
There are things in your control. Yes.
In our control to overcome a problem.
Awesome. Let me just quickly share. I just looked at the time. So let me just share this. Okay. Now this is something which I want you to understand. When we feel like things are out of our control, we feel very helpless, we feel like we're very anxious about it, nervous about it, always remember there is always things in your control, right? Now, if you keep thinking about, oh my gosh, what if I get COVID? Oh my gosh, what I get COVID? You know what? We have no answer to it. If COVID has to come in, it'll come in. But what we can do is to take care of our bodies, prepare our minds. Because there are people I know who have been with COVID people, but not got COVID. Their body has just rejected that virus. So our bodies can be strong enough to not get COVID. And even if you get COVID, if you look at it from the average, so there's law of averages. From 100 or 10 people, there are 80 people who actually become okay. 15 people who may need some medical attention, and only 5% who need, or 3% who actually need like really strong, care, because their bodies they may have some reason behind it, or they may not have reason behind it. And only 1 or 2% or 3%, depends on where the country is, what it is, that actually succumb to this disease. 80% of them, our bodies are already so strong. It can manage, it has managed flus and it has managed diseases. It does all the time. So there are still things in our control, even though it may feel that we are not. And this images and the news that we see, news is actually meant to create anxiety. It's actually meant to scare us. Why? Because if you're not scared, then you're not going to watch news. They do it deliberately. They don't teach, they don't show good news. They don't show us positive news most of the time. If you look at any news, it's all about fear. Their main agenda is you to get scared so that you can go and keep repeating, going back, checking how many cases are there, because fear actually sells. So the first thing you need to do if you're scared of COVID is to stop watching news. Stop watching things that is actually going to get you scared. Okay? And remember, there are things in your control, like your tone of your voice is in your control. Your body, the way you take care of it is in your control. The choice of food that you eat is in your control. Your exercise is in your control. Your thoughts, in a way, you can still, somewhere look at taking charge. Where you sit, how you, the hygiene that you follow, these are things in your control. But there are also things that are not in your control. Now, what are things that are not in your control? Forget about all this over here. This is just an example for you. But things like, how many cases are happening outside, if the vaccination is something that is going to be given, right? Those are things, weather outside, like tsunamis that comes in, those are things that are not in your control. So what I'm trying to drive over here is to ask yourself what is in your control and what is not in your control. If it's in your control, then you know what I expect you to do is, I want you to keep like a worry time. So supposing you're worried about, let's say, your result, which is coming tomorrow, or you're worried about your lab exam that's coming, and you can't stop your mind from worry. So what you do is, in your day, keep 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes, worry as much as you can. Keep 10 minutes. It could be something like 3 to 3:15 is my worry time. I'm going to sit and worry as much as possible, because worry is like that rocking chair, you keep rocking, you won't go anywhere. You'll just keep rocking. You're not going anywhere. So what you do is, if that's what your mind wants to do, it's a worry, is to listen to it. Okay, saying, do you know what? You want to worry? I'm going to, from 3 o'clock to 3:15, 15 minutes, I'm going to worry as much as possible. But if I'm worrying, let's say at 4 o'clock when I'm studying, and a worry thought comes in, you're going to tell your mind, saying, listen, this is not the time to worry. Right, Krina? Do you agree with what I'm saying? So 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, any other time when a worry thought comes in, like, what if I fail in my lab exam? What if I get corona? You say, you know what? 3 o'clock is my worry time. I'll sit and worry about it during that time. But the other times, I'm not going to worry about it at all. Do you agree with this? Pavani? Yes, Pavani. Do you want to unmute? You raised your hand. I assume that you are.
Yes, madam, I agree.
You agree?
Yes, madam, I agree, madam.
Okay, you agree. All right. So this is something that I want you to do. Okay, so from today onwards, whenever you're worrying, because that's what the mind does, you can't really stop it from worrying, to be honest. It is going to worry because that's what it's meant to do. So you keep one time worry. And likewise, you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes of worry. Keep 15 minutes where you will laugh. Okay? What makes you smile? What makes you laugh? Any program? What makes you smile? Let me see. Keith? What makes you smile? What makes you laugh?
Comedy video.
Comedy videos? Which is your favorite comedy video? Which is your favorite comedy? Okay, right. Go to the chat box, please, and tell me what makes you laugh. New dress makes me smile. Watching movies, comedies, flute playing. Okay. Something that makes you happy. Pavani, can you just not mute, please? Okay, I have just muted you. Right. Vaishnavi said, disturbing my brother. Something that makes you smile, happy. But happy without harming anybody, hurting. So we don't want like an unhappiness falling by that happiness. So it's not like short-term happiness. something that genuinely makes you laugh. Like I watch a lot of stand-up comedy. I used to watch Kapil Sharma shows a lot. Now I don't know why nowadays I don't, but I used to really watch it. When my sister gets scolded for my dad for my mistake, Gauzy, you're being very naughty. Watching TV, watching animals, that's good. You know what? You decide. Half an hour you have to keep where you are just laughing on the floor. Smile, laugh, like jump, dance, whatever you want. Half an hour. Do whatever you want. Anything that works with you. Somebody says watching cartoons. Go ahead, watch cartoons. Go ahead. Anything that makes you smile. Anything that makes you like you have a worry time, you also have a laughter time, happy time, foolish time, being silly time, fighting with my brother time. Oh, that's good. Playing Antakshari, singing, very good, very, very nice. You can also listen to music during that time if you want to, if that is something that makes you happy. Fabulous. Someone accept my thinking. When someone appreciates me. Yes. Then another thing which you can actually do. So there are 3-4 things we've already spoken about. Number one is look for these little small things that you can appreciate in your life. That's number one. Have a worry time, have a laughing time. And if you think that nothing is working for you, then you know what? It's connecting time. So that means pick up that phone and call Bhuvaneshwari. Pick up that phone and call Sanjay. Pick up that phone and call your coordinator and say, you know what? I've tried everything. It's just not working. And I don't know what to do. I have to just talk and bring this out. I want you to just listen to me. And you can talk about anything that's worrying you. I'm sure Bhuvaneshwari and all the teachers here will be okay with that, right? Teachers, are you okay with that? Yeah? You have wonderful coordinators. And you can talk to them and they will listen to you. If your coordinators is not someone who you are comfortable with, reach out to a friend. No problem. And talk the way you feel it. I'm so upset. My mood is just so bad. I don't even know why I'm getting angry. Like, why am I getting worried about COVID? I don't even know. You know what? Talk about it. Because sometimes we need those people to calm us down a little bit. And sometimes speaking really calms us down. Somewhere sharing really calms us down. Connecting calms us down. It really does. Go ahead and pick up that phone and call people. They're like your desk friend. I call them desk friend or desk people. They're the people like the go-to people, like how bed is our go-to. Like when we get on the bed, go-to is unconditional bed who just takes us in no matter what. That's exactly how your teachers are going to be. Then they are. They're going to listen to you unconditionally. And it's okay to just tell them, I'm feeling a little awkward. I'm not eating too much, but still I'm putting on weight. And some people will be like, you know what, I'm eating so much, but still not putting on weight. Whatever it is, go ahead. We're not judging you. Fourth thing, is it okay with everybody? Is it okay? So we call it honoring your emotions. That means you don't say, oh, I'm feeling so stupid. Why am I feeling so worried about COVID? Like, I think my teacher might think I'm stupid. You know what? There's nothing to worry about it, but I don't know why I'm worried about it. You know what? We are not going to think. There's nothing stupid or silly about your emotions. You feel something because you're just feeling. We're all humans. That's why we feel. So go ahead and be a human and reach out to a human. Is that okay? Okay with everybody? Go to the chat box and say, okay, done. Just say, okay, done. Go to the chat box and write, okay, done. Fabulous. Worry time, laugh time, and then connecting time. Whoever asked me that other question. Madhuri, connecting time. Then, fifth, I think mostly it's going to be the last one. Okay. if you really want to manage, because your mind and your brain is inside the body, it's not outside the body, right? It's not something that you can touch physically, right? Like you can touch your nose, you can touch your skin, you can touch your ear. Your mind and your brain is something that's you can't touch. You can't even feel it, like you can't touch it. So what you need to do is to reach the mind. Okay, so that means if you want to talk about it, talk something to your mind, you have to do it through the body. So if you can include some movement, exercise, yoga, jumping, like if you want to do jumping jacks, skipping, running, walking, whatever works for you. Dancing is also something that you can, or just some movement. Meditation is good as well. Yeah, sitting in stillness. I don't know if that's there. I'm a mindfulness teacher. I teach meditation. So maybe if we have another session, I'll tell you how to meditate. Actually, you can meditate. Do you want to know how to do that in a quick way? Do you all want to know how you can just get into a meditative pose? Yes or no? Like a state? Very simple exercise that you can do. Yeah. Okay, this is a very simple exercise. Okay, so for people, meditation could be a little difficult. So what you can do is you can meditate through your breath. Okay, so this is a very simple exercise, especially to ground the worry mind when there is anxiety. This really helps. What you need to do is try this out, please. Reach your palm out. Everybody try this. Do this with me. Okay, reach your palm out. And the other hand, if supposing you're putting your left hand out, the other one, use your index finger. And you need to completely bring your attention to your breath as you inhale and exhale. But the magic is not in inhaling and exhaling, but it's in the pause. That means I'll ask you to just stop. So you need to hold your breath and you can pause. Is okay? Complete attention to your breathing. All right. So all you need to do is just watch me. Okay. Inhale. Pause. And breathe through your mouth. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, and do the same thing with your thumb. Inhale, pause, if you're looking for a remote control for your mind, it's your breathing, your breath work. That's a remote control, by the way. So the moment you control your breath, so if you notice, you may breathe very fast the first 2 times, and then but just go very slowly. So when you do controlled breathing, it will slower the speed of your thoughts. Try that. Okay? So that's one of the very simple, and you know what? You don't even have to close your eyes for this. You can just do it anywhere. Anytime that you're angry, anytime that you're upset, you're anxious, you're worried, just do this exercise and you will feel so much instant relief. But the thing is, inhale through your nose, hold, and you need to exhale very slowly. So deep and slow. Just remember that. Yeah. So how many of you found this good and quick? So go to the chat box, please, and tell me. Fabulous. All right. So let me just ask now, what did you learn from this session? So go to the chat box and tell me what you loved about this session. And by the way, I want you to put this, if you're studying or if you have some place, I want you to write this in block letters and put it up, something which says what is right about this moment. Okay, because our mind is very tuned to talking about and looking at wrong things. But try to think about what is right, what is good in this moment, what is right in this moment. Okay, so that's what I want you to, because you need a reminder. We all need reminders. So make it like a nice note and put it wherever you can. All right, tell me, what did you learn from the session? Gautam says, control your mind. Ooh, control your mind. Oh yeah, working with your mind. I think that's the way I'd like to put it. Heath is trying to focus on solution, not the problem. Absolutely, Heath. What you can control, what can you do? Always think positive, even in a bad situation, which controls and calms your mind, helps you overcome. Fantastic, Srilasmi. Thank you so much. Gopi Krishna, interesting session, very useful. I can manage my worries. Focus on your mind. Of course, you can worry. Have a worry time. Worry as much as you can in those 10 minutes. After that, tell yourself, I don't have the time to worry. This is not the time. Everything has a time. Overcome worries.
I think Preetham has some question. He has said, I have a query.
Where is that?
I saw.
Ma'am, how to get rid of from getting irritation if necessary. That's what you want, Preetham? Okay, so if you want to, so irritation is actually a form of anger and a mix of anger and fear. Okay, so this will actually help you. But don't look at it as an, how should I say this? Not like an intervention. Like, don't do it there. You have to train yourself. So you can't really get rid of irritation, but when you get irritation and you're getting angry about something, do this breathing. It will somewhere calm you down. Preetham, the second thing is to just talk about why you're getting very irritated. If you want to take help from me directly, you can talk to Ms. Bhuvaneshwari or your coordinators and see if you would like to talk to me directly. Maybe I can help you to decode that irritation, and maybe your teacher can do that for you as well. So you can talk to someone, and maybe that someone will help you. Another thing about irritation is take a walk or a jog, like do something which is fast, because irritation is really, really fast in the body. So big, fast movements will allow that energy to kind of settle down. So you know what? Take a skipping rope and skip 50 times. I'm telling you, that'll really help you. And then after that, do this exercise. After you skip, pause, sit down and do this exercise. That will help you to kind of work with your irritation. Gia learned the difference between emotions and mood. Habits of overthinking. How to stop habit of overthinking. My gosh, I think we need to keep like another class only on overthinking. We need to keep like another class. Let's see if that's possible. So Jasima, for overthinking, number one is to know that you're overthinking. Okay. And second thing is to be kind to your mind, because your mind is overthinking because it is keeping you safe, right? So that's second thing. The third thing is to do something physical again, like a dance, music. Music is actually something that really helps you to slow down that little bit of a overthinking mind. I'll tell you something that has really worked for me when I'm overthinking. Jasima, go to the kitchen, take a small toothbrush. Okay, go to the kitchen, and in your kitchen, if you have like a slab, take a soap and start cleaning it. Really do that. That is something that will really help you, and especially slow down. So what happens is when you're cleaning the mess outside, your mind is also somewhere cleaning the mess inside. So see if that will work for you. Okay, so take a brush or take something like a toothbrush or something, or if you want to wash, or if you want to organize, if kitchen is not something that you want to do, you know what, take out all the clothes, organize things and give it back. So that is really something that would give you like an alternative to your overthinking mind. But it also depends on the person. So try that out, Jasima. If it works, hopefully it should. Sri Lakshmi says, ma'am, I get irritated when there is noise of television when I'm studying. How do I get rid of this? Reason is TV is not in our house. Okay. You don't have TV and you have noise coming from your neighbor's house, Sri Lakshmi? Sri Lakshmi, if you can just unmute, I didn't get that. Overthinking. I think we need to keep like an overthinking class for another session for people to slow down. There are a lot of mental techniques, but I cannot do it right now. But maybe, I don't know, in future we can keep like another session. Yes. Neighbor's house. Oh, wow. Put earplugs, darling, if you can. What's in your control? You can't, if you can go and tell your neighbors, it's fine, but that's not in your control. You know, put some earplugs. Like I have these sound diminishing earplugs, but if that's not something, you know what, just put your earplug, close the doors, do what is required to bring down that sound. If you can go and tell your neighbors about it, go ahead. Or find yourself a new, I don't know if there's any place in your house to do that. Because I remember when I was in a situation where, you know, I was living, when I'd come to, I wasn't in India, I was raised abroad. So when I came to India for the first time, I was living with my like team members, and they used to, you know, switch on the television. It was so noisy. So what I used to do is actually sit in the bathroom and study. Like I actually did my exams, a lot of my exams sitting in the bathroom, because the bathroom was a little outside. So the TV noise was a little lesser. So I used to put earbuds in my ear, and I actually sat on a bucket and I studied. But that was me. So I don't know what will work for you. If there's anything that works for you, you can take that out. If it's an option for you to go and tell your neighbors to bring down the sound, then enough. So Sri Lakshmi, you can think about it. Just put that in that little inner circle and see what's in your control. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. I had a fantastic time working with you, and I really hope that you learned something from this today. And I hope to see you sometime. All the best. Don't stop worrying. Just find a time for worry and find a time to appreciate. Okay, so that's my message to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you very much. I think all the people who attended this session really are feeling great, feeling happy for that they decided to attend this, because they had a great chance to understand their own emotions and why does that happen. Many times that is a big question, like, why do I go through all this, or why me, right? So that kind of a thing comes in, and we get a lot irritated. So especially at this age, they find it very difficult. So I think they had a nice time understanding themselves and thinking about helping themselves by maybe finding their own ways, or maybe by talking to somebody. So I think it was really an eye-opener for everyone here. So we as a team, I think we also really got many things to know. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Again.
Okay. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys. All the students.
All the best.
Yeah,
yes,
I know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I know you students, you have a lot of sessions, but still you took time to attend this. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, team, for bringing all the people here. Thank you.